Hey guys, Blaumagier here, and I'm coming at you with some post-commentary. At some point along the line in recording this, I had a change of heart and decided not to fast forward through it, and there will be live commentary at a certain point until the end. So, in the meantime, I kind of have to fill the void here with some kind of commentary. So we're starting off here in the third level on the second circuit, and I think I might have gone up top the first time. It seems to be just easier to go through the bottom since I have the shield. I'm being very careful about enemies that have baskets because I don't want to pick up a different weapon. Because, you know, the shield is kind of godlike. And here we are at the checkpoint. In our underwear, but I mean, whatever, it's the checkpoint, so it doesn't really matter. That red armor, thankfully they're not any harder in the second run through than they are in the first. Unlike everything else, it's actually got faster. So yeah, there's really not a whole lot to say about the level itself, because everything is the exact same. Hidden items, and oh, I picked up the lance. Well, it could have been worse. It could have been the torch. At least with the lance, I get to fire all the way across the screen, so that is good. Of course, I still would have preferred to have the shield, but you know, whatever. So here we are again, starting from the checkpoint, because I'm just awful at everything. But the lance does give me a little bit more of an edge over the red armors than the shield did. The trade-off there is that these little statues are a little bit more difficult for me to defeat. That was totally my bad right there, getting hit like that. I stupidly jumped up into it. I don't know what I was thinking. But luckily there is the spare armor drop up here if you fall off the ledge. So everything is good to go. And there's a knife, which is actually better than the lance, so I go ahead and grab that. It's a little bit faster. You can have 3 on screen instead of 2, like the lance. So yeah, I'm down with the knife. Again, I would still prefer the shield, but you know, the knife's not terrible. So up we go. I'm just gonna jump off the edge here. Surprised I did not touch that purple demon. We do need to deal with this red armor before we go to the boss, or else he'll just follow us to the boss. One of the trademark behaviors of enemies in Ghosts and Goblins. I don't know if any enemies actually can do that in later games in the series. I had a pretty good run against the dragon there. If I had been a little bit more quick-witted on avoiding that downward pass, I might have been able to defeat him that time, but losing my armor right off the bat, that's no good. And you guys may be thinking, why on earth did I opt to commentate over this instead of speeding it up? Well, you guys will see soon enough. I mean, I'm sure if you can see the title of the video, then you already know what's up, but, you know, whatever. Whatever. So this level has a crap ton of red armors that you have to pass through, one way or the other. Making it pretty much the most difficult level in the game on your first pass through, but the second pass through, not so bad, because you've already learned how to deal with the red armors quite effectively. And they're not any harder in the second run than they are in the first, so it's essentially, once you hit the checkpoint, it's the same as the first run was. They are still quite trolly about being in range. One thing I noticed is that if you attack the dragon when it's barely on screen, it gives you a pretty good vantage point against him. Like, I think in the next level, I'll really show off what I mean. So this level, the first checkpoint is nothing but platforming. And I had forgotten that the platforms can push you around, so I get a couple of stupid deaths this way. So, the first part of this level, not any more difficult than it was in the first pass. Because, like I said, it's just platforming. I think the platforms actually move faster. I could be wrong on that. But I think that is actually more helpful than it is a hindrance, because if I'm remembering correctly, they move kind of slower than I would prefer, and this is like ideal speed here. So that was totally a missed jump. I should have just walked off that platform. I don't know what I was thinking there. I should really like get a death counter going for this whole series, to see how many times I died overall. Although I really don't want to go back through every single episode just to count deaths. I mean, it's only 14 episodes at this point, but I mean, still, it's a lot of time that I could be using doing more productive things, like recording other Let's Plays. So just fall off there, and then we can get onto this platform here, which gives us to the checkpoint. Definitely want to take out this red arrow because he'll just follow us across the level. And honestly, I don't think this level is really any more difficult than it is normally, because you got the stage hazards, which are unchanged, and you got the red arrows, which are unchanged. The only other thing is these little blue devils, which they do come by a little bit faster. The only thing you really got to watch out for with them is if they spawn right in front of you, which isn't really that huge of a concern, because more often than not they're going to spawn behind you. And then after that, the only thing you got to watch out for is that they might charge across the screen. You got to make sure you don't jump up into them when jumping over the flames. So yeah, this level, really not too hard. There, one spawned in front of me. I wasn't expecting it, but it happened. And I just let that red armor bowl me over. And that was a game over there. I've actually finally gotten to the point where I've stopped registering on the scoreboard. For low amounts of points anyway. So hey, that's good, that saves me some time. And I should not have jumped there, that was my bad. Not the game's, but my bad. And the red armor swoops down for the kill. Once again, here I am just flubbing things up. Why did I decide to commentate over this? You guys will see. Trust me. And we did make some progress here. There's no denying that. Could this be the run though? Is this going to be the one that gets me through this level? Maybe. Just gotta not get hit by the fire. And there's the dragon trying to hit it from off screen, and worked out quite nicely. I got it down to 3 body sections. Yeah, that took it out pretty dadgum easily. So there's a little pro strat for you if you're having trouble with the dragon. Of course, it wouldn't work with the shield. And here we go, the level that I originally got stuck on for forever. Ugh, how I hate this level. But now that I know how to deal with the big guys, and I've got that attack speed down a little bit better, I'm actually a little bit better prepared for this level. Having trouble with the ladder there. I was trying to duck and attack that skeleton, but couldn't do it. He ended up jumping up, so I didn't need to duck. So, whatever. Get the underwear for the points there. Here we go. Here's the big guy. How many times is it going to take me to get past this? Let's take bets. Getting a little brave there, trying to go up the ladder, but ooh, did not work out for me. Maybe this time. Is this time the run? I think I feel it. This is the run. I should know because I just recorded this like 2 days ago, but honestly at this point I don't remember how many lives I used up where. I do know that I am picking up that shield. Yes. Everything is right in the world again. Don't get me wrong, the dagger is a great weapon, but I believe you have to have the shield in order to beat the boss, the final boss that is, on the second circuit. I believe if you don't have it, you just start over from the beginning again. I could be wrong, but I know later games work on that premise where you have to have a specific weapon or you start the circuit over. Anyway, that big guy went way off screen, gave me an easy opening. So I am taking it. I am in my boxers, but I do not care. Still being cautious about the drops because I don't want to lose my shield again. And of course, once we get up that ladder, it's pretty much smooth sailing up to the boss. I like to go up the left ladder so that the boss doesn't get a surprise attack on me. Here we are, Satan. And he got me. But I was feeling pretty good getting up that far and only 2 lives. That's definitely a lot better than I did on the first circuit. Whew. I remember when I beat him finally on the first circuit, I was so ecstatic. You know, like I had just done something that I'd never be able to pull off again. And ironically, after doing so, I felt more confident about having to do it again. That's one of the great things about this game. It's extremely unfair, but at the same time, it's also quite fair. By which I mean, if you're really paying attention to what you're doing when you play this game, you're going to learn something with each and every death. It may be something small, it may be something big. I know with the big guys, one of the biggest things I learned was that I needed to learn how to stun lock them if I wanted to be able to get past them. And that probably took the longest out of any one thing to actually totally figure out, because getting that timing down on the stun lock was not easy. But like I said, it is one thing that I learned. So, this game, it's not really about beating the level in one go. It's more about having small victories until you get to the point that you can beat the level in one go. And I really like that design. I mean, it's really brutal, don't get me wrong. It turns away most gamers. But it's so rewarding when you finally beat it. And then you have to do it again, and you're actually able to do it again. That's when you truly realize that the game was really teaching you all along. So I pulled off a victory on that level after, what was that, the 3rd attempt? And we're back here again. Remember this place? I sure do. It's fresh on my mind. Honestly, this level is not any harder than it was before. Because I think the big guys move a little bit faster. The projectiles come out rarely enough that it doesn't really matter. And I don't think the bosses are actually changed at all. So, other than that, all you've got is the red armors, which aren't changed, and the skeletons, which are a non-issue. And that one place where the ghosts can spawn at the very beginning of the level, which is also a non-issue. So once again, we're getting trolled by the dragon. How many attempts will it take me to get through this? I still don't know why I was only getting one unicorn, but double the big guys in this level. Because I do believe it is supposed to be 2 unicorns there, and then where the big guys appear up top, there's supposed to be 1 at each alcove. So I can't explain what went on there. I must have set something in the settings before I started this Let's Play that affected that. I really don't know. I mean, I do know I set the lives to maximum, but that was just more a convenience thing, so I didn't have to go through the game over screen so much. Because, lives in this game don't really matter unless you're plunking quarters into a machine. You'll still start at the checkpoints. Which, of course, in this stage and in the last stage, there are no checkpoints. So one thing I never really talked about is that I figured out that if I jump over each pass that the dragon makes, he'll kind of do this infinity pattern. So I jump whether he's going to come up or not. And that kind of makes him continue that pattern. Well, he doesn't strictly abide by this rule, but he does come pretty close to making it predictable somewhat. Now we've got to deal with big guys again. Take the chance of him moving slightly to the left. More confident in my stun locking skills. That paid off because there's some armor. Can't forget about that red armor that pops out of literally nowhere once you start to climb that ladder. Got this big guy moving around. Just waiting for him to get far enough away from the ladder on one direction or the other. And it's actually kind of preferable for him to go back towards the other big guy so I don't have to change directions when they start both coming at me. And we're almost to the top here. Is this going to be it? Am I going to do it on this run? What is it? The 3rd run? 2nd run? I don't even remember. I think it's the 3rd run. So I think I died to one of these big guys or something, and then I died to the dragon. And I lost my armor. Ugh. Right off the bat, too. And he's just not cooperating. He just won't get in range. And I can destroy his little shurikens with the shield, thankfully. Now he's finally in range. And then he's going to swoop down on me and kill me. Alright. Time for another round. This did not deter me. My spirits were high for getting as far as I did. As quickly as I did. I gave it another try. Unicorn's starting to troll me a little bit, but got past it. No problem. Dealing with the dragon again. The dragon seems to suck up most of my time on this level, and if not the dragon, then usually it ends up being the big guys if they're being uncooperative. Having a lot of trouble hitting the dragon, so I go back to the old jump over it to force it into a figure 8 pattern trick. I've learned that I can't let the big guy get too far to the right, or else I won't be able to reach him, and the guy on the left will wake up before I've had enough time to defeat the guy that was already moving to begin with. So it's another one of those little things that the game kind of teaches you as you go along. You can see I'm consistently getting past this area now, so that's good. One last red arrow to deal with. Almost landed on me. Not quite. He's being very trolly. Accidentally grabbed the ladder. That really messed me up there. But I managed to get past him. And back to Satan we go. Just barely dodged that first shuriken. Defeated the first Satan right off the bat. Ready for the second one. And he's down. And about this time I will turn it over to the live commentary. Okay, so after I unexpectedly went through the entire rest of the second round in 20 minutes, I decided I'm going to go ahead and just post-commentate over that. But this, I am live commentating over. We are on the final boss. For real this time. Oh, one thing I didn't even mention before is that, you, can't change directions in this fight. I didn't even notice that before. Ah, wow. We are locked in on the final battle of the second circuit. So, wow, I did not think I was going to get this done this quickly. For the record, it is still January 27th, 2014. I started recording this immediately after I beat the first circuit, so this is pretty crazy right here. This is, oof, I did not expect to get all the way to the final boss and beat it. I have finally beaten Ghosts and Goblins. Congratulations! The story is happy end! Being the wise and courageous knight that you are, you feel strength welling in your body. Return to starting point challenge again? I think not. That was Let's Play Ghosts and Goblins. That is the actual ending of the game. And I'm done. I'm Blaumagier. I'll see you guys in the next Let's Play.